This is why, instead of listening to what people are talking about, right, we must watch what happens. We got to watch what happens. Sue Surf told us that he negotiated 72 hours on the Urltv.tv app, then negotiated a URL YouTube release for the first battle. Now battle number 2, Bad News versus J2, is on the Urltv app. Sue Surf, did you negotiate that as well? Or was you capping? Let's talk about it.
Another one.
Battle Booth is half a gang on the low. He half a gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
The Battle Booth. If you look him up, y'all go subscribe to his channel.
Sue Surf, Sue Surf, Sue Surf. Sue Surf, the master manipulator, bro. Sue Surf is a grand manipulator, bro. One of the best at doing so, bro. Surf, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? Dro here, Battle Booth, man. Just wanted to chop it up with you real quick, man. I don't like the way that you're misleading these people, bro. I don't like the way that you're misleading these battlers into thinking that they're battling for the culture, bro. When these battlers are in fact battling for URL, bro. To give URL free content, bro. These battlers are being robbed of opportunities, bro. They're being robbed of money. They're being robbed of a few things by simply not knowing, right? Or maybe not even believing what I'm saying when I say that these battlers are battling for URL, bro. And not for a movement called Midnight Madness, bro. I don't know if this isn't evident to people yet, bro. And if it's not, right, I don't understand how. Like I said at the beginning of this video, right, instead of listening to what people are saying, we need to watch what's being done. That is what shows more. That is what tells more than anything anybody can say. For example, Sue Surf, bro. Sue Surf came up with this 72-hour, he came up with this whole thing saying that he negotiated a 72-hour exclusive drop on the Urltv.tv app for promotional and marketing purposes for the first battle, Snake Eyes versus None, bro. That's what he was telling us. The whole thing, right from the beginning, right, was Sue Surf letting us know Midnight Madness is for the culture, bro. You put up your own money, you know what I'm saying? It'll go onto our YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Midnight Madness YouTube. The artist gets exposure, blah, blah. This is league free. No leagues are involved. No leagues got their hands in this, blah, 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 right? That's the whole thing. First battle comes out, drops on the Urltv.tv app. Okay, cool. All right. That's the first thing right? That's one of the first things. Besides Averb coming out and letting me know, right? Besides Averb coming out and letting me know that that's the case. Besides Averb, I'm sorry about that. I just got a phone call. But besides Averb coming out and letting us know that that's the case, right? Sue Surf says all this stuff. And then it turns out when the first battle drops, guess where it drops? On the Urltv.tv app. So the excuse, right, at that point when that happened, right, because of course, Surf doesn't have any say-so over his boss, which is Smack and Beasley. So if they want to do that, that's what they're going to do. Just like they decided to incorporate the Midnight Madness belts into URL without Surf. That was Smack. That was Smack's call. That said, we're going to incorporate this belt in the Luke Castro versus Clips battle. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that was the first thing. Sue Surf. And then what Sue Surf was saying after that happened, right? Because that was going to happen regardless. Sue Surf negotiating or not, those battles are going to end up on the Urltv.tv app. So Sue Surf, stop capping, please, to the people, bro. After the first drop, right, on the Urltv.tv app, I'm like, okay, this is what's going to be happening. I get it now. Then it's going onto the URL's YouTube. So like a double whammy. It's like double beneficial in that way for Urltv.tv. And then Sue Surf's excuse was, oh yeah, we negotiated because Midnight Madness is a new thing. You know, so we wanted to get it the most exposure as possible. We want to do this. We wanted to do that. That was why we did that. Blah, 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 blah. Fans, come. eating it up, just eating it up. Oh yeah, 72 hours. Oh, Sue Surf negotiates 72 hours. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Sue Surf negotiated 72 hours on his own boss's platform. He negotiated with his own bosses and got a 72 hours on the Urltv app, an app that's very limited with viewers and all this stuff. That's what people are being. People are off the Surf Kool-Aid. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Nobody, who cares? People just need to understand battlers specifically what's going on, because battlers are being cheated out of opportunity and money. That's really what's going on, bro. So that happens, right? Okay, Surf lies to the world, says he negotiated a 72-hour battle release on the app. Okay, how that could be beneficial to the artist, I'm not sure. Okay, the only thing that could be beneficial slightly to the artist that needs it is the battle drop on the URL YouTube, right? But even then, that wasn't supposed to be the case. That was not supposed to be the case, Surf. That's not what you guys was telling us was going to be happening the entire time, bro. That these battles were going to be recorded, given to URL, and blah, blah, bro. That happens. Okay, we're being told the first battle was being dropped on the URL app and YouTube for maximum exposure, right? Okay, fine, let's go with it. Let's eat it up, right? Let's go with it. Surf said it, so it's got to be true. Everybody else is on the bandwagon, so it's got to be true. Like, that's what's going on, right? Boom. All right, a little bit of time passes. Bad News and J2 drops on the Urltv app. Surf, I'm going to need you now to come up with another one of your brilliant lies, bro, to justify how it is that this is not a URL thing, right? Midnight Madness, but these battles are going to be ending up, all of them, on the Urltv app and then possibly the YouTube. And then possibly, you know what? It's a possibility that some of these battles won't even end up on the URL YouTube page, because the URL is going to want people to subscribe to their app. So this is what I mean when I say, yo, we got to start to watch what's going on. Pay attention. This is battle drop number 2, Surf. You said number 1 was going to be put on the app, right? And then URL's YouTube for the maximum exposure. That's what you've been telling people, bro. But now out of nowhere, right, we got J2 versus Bad News on the Urltv app. Again, ever since Verb let us know that Beasley and him were having conversations about this very same situation, the way that it's playing out right now is exactly how I was planning to play out, bro. Is YouTube gets these battles for free, bro. You're getting battles for free. Live and for free. Like, bruh. What's really funny to me about this, though, too, is that some of you fans really believe that, or still believe, right? Or might be still naive in thinking that some of these battles can end up on a different league. That was one of the main things that some of you fans that were defending the Surf Kool-Aid drinkers were saying. Oh yeah, that was the plan from the beginning. These battles could be shopped to other leagues. They can be shopped to other leagues. We can sell them to other leagues. Bro, this is battle number 2. This is just battle number 2 on the Urltv app. If y'all think that any of these battles that are being held by URL is going to be sold to a competitor, right? Because that's what RBE is, that's what KOTD is, that's what these guys are. If y'all think that URL is going to sell product to their competitors so that their competitors can have some type of content to continue to compete with URL, y'all is bugging, bro. Yo, this is business, bro. Imagine you run a business, right? And there's a few other people that run the same exact type of business as you, right? You guys are in competition. You want to be able to, you want to monopolize whatever it is that business is. You want to be the one, the go-to that everybody comes to get their stuff. You want to be the most successful one out of all of those 4. Are you going to sit there and you're going to break bread? Are you going to sit there and you're going to share product or ideas with a competing company so that they can possibly be able to compete with you even more? No, bro. Yo, for you guys that think that these battles can end up on KOTD or RBE, bro, y'all need to get off that Surf Kool-Aid, bro. None of these battles are going to end up on KOTD or RBE, bro. None of them. Because the plan for this whole Midnight Madness thing is for URL to create hype, create all this hype, create something to then get battlers to battle for free, live and for free. Like Beasley says, he loves to say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the idea here is. So for somebody to be naive to think that these battles are going to end up somewhere else when this is a system that's being created to simply garner more content from these guys for free is crazy to me. People, I hope people don't still believe that, bro. This is battle number 2 now. This is just battle number 2. Urltv.tv app. If y'all don't think that this is what the process was supposed to look like from the beginning, y'all is crazy, bro. Y'all need to get with the program, bro. And again, it's important, bro, that battlers understand that when you battle for Midnight Madness, you're not battling for Midnight Madness, bro. When you battle for Midnight Madness, you're battling for URL. That's what's important for people to understand here, bro. That's what's important for people. The reason it's important for people to understand that is because, again, the URL is the NBA of battle rap. The URL should be the league that has the most to offer these battle rappers when it comes to opportunity, when it comes to money, compensation, when it comes to a contract, when it comes to whatever. Like, URL should be the place, the NBA, where you get these types of things, bro. And now we've created a system where even though you're battling for the NBA, you get nothing of the sorts. You get nothing of the like, bro. You get nothing. You don't even get a guaranteed back-end deposit if you lose a battle, bro. You don't get anything. You don't even get rights. Bro, you won't even be able to promote your own battle on YouTube because it's on the app. And the quarter labs and all this stuff. You don't get anything, bruh. But from you, they got the battle, you know what I'm saying? They get more hype, you know, they can, you know, sell the battle, they get the royalties, you know what I'm saying? The battle will live on forever. They own it, you know, and it's their content now. This is what's going on, bro. And you could have got something for that. As a battle rapper, having at least a little bit of smarts, bro, you could have got something for that, bro. That's why I'm seeing battlers now offering to manage low tiers, no names, you know what I'm saying, on this Midnight Madness thing, because even battle rappers like Calico are understanding that, bro. This is a business. This is just ending up on the app. I'm sure Calico's business minded and the like, where he's like, damn, maybe I can negotiate something for these guys, bro, that are actually good. And that's why he probably was like, yo, any new guys that want to battle on Midnight Madness, hit me up, blah, 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 on my team. Because even people like Calico are understanding, bro, that this is what's going on. Now, some of these guys are going to need some type of manager or something like that to negotiate something. Because at the end of the day, these battles are ending up now on the app and on YouTube. So URL is picking them up, bro. URL's picking up these battles, bruh, and putting them up there for free. So, yo, if maybe they have some kind of manager or lawyer or somebody to tell them, yo, you better demand something. You better demand some type of contract from Sue Surf. And people need to understand that, bro, they're playing that game. They're really playing the game. So you don't think that they're behind it. They got Sue Surf in your face. You know what I'm saying? So negotiate with Sue Surf. Tell Sue Surf, nah, I need this in order to battle. If y'all want me to battle here, I need this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need at least this guarantee. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need something. I'm not just going to battle for free knowing my battle's going to end up on the NBA of battle rap, URL. That's just crazy to me, bro. This is also important because this is unfortunate, man. I'm so torn, man, on 15 minutes of fame, bro. Like, I'm so torn on whether or not these guys are compromised, bro, or not sometimes, bro. I'd be so... But I feel like they are, bro. I really do feel like they are compromised sometimes, bro. I be seeing narratives being painted coming out of 15 minutes of fame, bro. I be seeing the way they be doing interviews sometimes, bro. Just like this recent interview that just came out with Smack. Uncle Ra recently did an interview with Smack. Right? And salute to Uncle Ra for this. He asked Smack about his association or his affiliation to Midnight Madness. There was a video. I might post a screenshot here of the video. He asks Smack if Smack is in any way, if URL is involved with Midnight Madness. He actually asked him that in the video. I was surprised. I was like, oh, get him, Uncle Rock, get him. Yeah. Smack is like, nah, Shine, you know what I'm saying? Nah, Shine. Just, you know what I'm saying? Nah, Shine, nah. But somehow Smack is able to explain what Midnight Madness is better than Surf. Smack can't even pronounce battle rappers' names. How are you able to explain to us what this process is, Smack, if you don't have your hands in it, bro? Like, if you guys don't know what this, like, if you guys are not a part of this, how do you know what this is, like, what the process is so clearly? Like, Smack is able to explain in detail, like, what this is really for, like talent development, blah blah blah. Like, he knows exactly what Midnight Madness is, bro, and he's able to explain it better than Surf. Surf isn't even able to explain it as good as Smack is, bro. I'm surprised. I'm like, holy Smack, you know an awful lot about this Midnight Madness, bro, for you guys to not be involved in this. But that's the thing, though. This is why it's important, too, is because they're going to continue to push this narrative, bro, and this lie that URL is not behind this, bro. This is going to, and I'm surprised, because even 15 minutes of fame, bro, I would prefer for 15 minutes of fame to stay away from this question or this topic. If you guys are not going to attack it from an unbiased or like from a critically thinking type of standpoint. If you're not gonna address it, if you're just gonna say, "Oh, Smack, are you involved with it?" He's gonna say no. He's gonna be like, "All right," like that's not cool. Don't do that. Then don't address it at all. If you're not gonna go in there and try to get some actual information or answers, bro. They just wanted to put up and push this lie that URL is not involved in this situation. That's why that video went up, bro. But if you pay attention to Smack has talked about Midnight Madness a couple of times on a couple of different situations. And Smack knows more about Midnight Madness than Sue Surf. Ultimately, though, too, right, there's a couple of reasons why I feel like people don't want to understand what's going on, right? There's a couple of reasons why people don't want to understand what's going on. So one of those reasons, for example, right, is because a lot of us grew up loving battle rap, right? For a lot of us, this is like some of us like listen to music, you know what I'm saying? To like, some of us do this, some of us do that. A lot of us, like to listen to battle rap, bro. So it's like a place where we can come to get like some realness, some rawness, some like, some real life, you know what I mean? Some like a dose of something else. So for a lot of us, right, hearing things like this, hearing that the URL can be so deceptive, right, can be so manipulative, right, and can lie to us like this. A lot of us don't want to believe that that's true, bro. A lot of us don't want to believe that that's true because we love battle rap, bro. We love battle rap for battle rap. But the thing is that we need to understand that this is no longer battle rap the way that it used to be, bro. This is completely transitioned into something else, bro. That's why we do need to start to understand that these things are really happening, bro. It's because this is no longer the battle rap we used to love, bro. This is now about simply money and content and control and monopolizing. That's and industrializing, right? It's no longer what it used to be. So we do now need to understand and look at this way more realistically, bro. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to understanding this type of thing. But also, another reason why some of us probably either don't or can't understand, right? When we talk about these topics, you know what I'm saying? And why it would be that the URL would be behind things like this and blah, blah, blah. I've given multiple reasons over the course of my videos and over the course of the last month. I've given multiple reasons as to why URL would want to keep this under wraps and be behind it. But ultimately, too, is like some of us are not aware, are not sure how to understand something, right? For example, me, I had to learn how to understand something. Trust me. When I was coming up as a teen, blah, 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 I was super ignorant, bro. Super ignorant, bro. I was not hearing nothing from nobody. I only saw life from my perspective, and what my perspective was, I didn't see anything else but that. I thought that life was about me. I'm looking at everything from a micro, perspective, like, oh, everything is me. But then I learned, right, when I started to turn 20 and on, and I took a course in sociology, I learned how to understand something, right? So for example, in order to understand what's going on here, we need to look at the bigger picture, right? What I mean when I say that is, for example, when you're studying in like sociology, that's like a college course, whatever the case is, right? In order to understand what was going on during a certain time period, right? In society, in order to understand, because sociology is the study of society, right? So in order to understand what was going on during a certain time period in society, right, you need to understand, you need to first look at the bigger picture. And you need to understand that there is things that play a role in what was going on in society at that time. For example, the economy, you know what I'm saying? For example, the government, right? For example, the world outside of the country. For example, entertainment, media, news, right? There's different things that you have to look at, right? That were going on during that time period that you're trying to gain an understanding for in order for you to gain any understanding at all. You can't understand what was going on in a certain point at a certain time in society, right? Unless you understand what was going on around society, right? And that's looking at the bigger picture, right? That's when you start to become more able to be informed in your decisions or in your thought process or whatever it is when you start to understand that, bro, what's going on, in order to understand it, you need to look at the bigger picture. Like, you look at the bigger picture. That usually and typically helps to inform, right? And it helps us get to some kind of conclusion or hypothesis or whatever it is that we're trying to get to, right? When it comes to understanding society or life or business or whatever, we need to understand, bro. We need to look at the bigger picture. A lot of us can't do that. A lot of us haven't learned how to do that. Honestly, it took me a little while to understand how to even do that, how to remove myself from my shoes and look at something from the outside, right? And look at the things that are being affected and look at what's going on and look at, so then you can put them together, you put everything together and you come up with your own thing. That's why a lot of us still like have a hard time understanding something like this, because we can't step out of our own experience, right? We can't step out of our own micro perspective to look at it from a macro perspective. Macro is the big picture perspective. Micro would be the little picture perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to understanding, even that is a process, bro. Even understanding life and things, society, economy, business, it's a process to even start to try and understand things. And that's why a lot of us won't even get that, like, don't want to believe or can't believe that these things would happen, bro. Because we just aren't capable of understanding it yet. But when you start to put yourself in those shoes and start to look at things from those perspectives, you start to get a much better understanding, bro, of what's going on here. You know what I mean? So that was my rant for today. Sue Surf, bad news, J2 is on the app, brother. You told us one thing, it ended up being a complete other. And people still have confused what it is here. People think that the issue was that the battle wasn't going to end up on YouTube. Some of y'all still think that that is the issue, bro. Was that we thought, people like myself thought these battles weren't going to end up on YouTube. Bro, that's not the issue here, bro. The issue is that URL is secretly behind this entire Midnight Madness thing. That is the issue. You guys keep on trying to throw wrenches into this thing, saying that, oh, you guys said the battles weren't going to drop on YouTube. Well, they're on YouTube, 72 hours. That was never the thing, bro. That was well, first of all, that was an issue when it did happen, because that's not what Sue Surf said was going to happen. So let's not act like that wasn't an issue to be. Let's not act like that wasn't an issue, bro. Yo, these are people that drink the Kool-Aid, bro. I'm telling y'all. Like, as if that's not what we were told was going to happen, bro. This was for the culture, going straight to Midnight Madness, YouTube, blah, 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 URL not involved. These battles are going all onto the Urltv.tv app, bro. And then the URL YouTube. So that's contradicting everything that was being said in the beginning. So that is an issue. For those of you that are saying, oh, well, the battles are on YouTube, and so what's up now? Like, what do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? Have you guys not been listening to what I've been saying for the past 4, 5, 6 videos, bro? It's like people don't, and this is what I mean about the whole understanding, looking at things from a bigger picture, bro. Some people can't, they're not capable of doing that. You're not capable. It took me like about a year to learn how to do that, bro. I had to do papers and stuff and some research. I'm like, bro, what the? And then it clicks. Like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I see why we got to take all these things into consideration, because it helps to make a much smarter conclusion to whatever it is you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? The more you know, the better. But nah, people want to sit here and act like that was the issue. Like, we were saying that it was never going to go on YouTube. Bro, that was not it at all. What I've been saying is that URL is behind this entire thing. And they're cheating battlers out of opportunities and money. It's really that clear. Let me know what y'all think, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.